GTRP used to feel alive. You log in and anything could happen. You get caught up in a robbery, meet a person at the hospital, or end up in a 6-car police chase. It felt like a world that didn't stop moving. But lately, the streets have been quiet. If you look at the player count, the server is full, but the city feels like a graveyard. That's because the players aren't actually playing anymore. They're sitting in a locked apartment, tucked away in an ERP menu, or standing in a circle on a block holding push to talk for 6 hours. Let's get one thing straight. Having a relationship in a game isn't the problem. The problem is when the game stops being a game and starts being a long-distance dating app. Even individuals on fivem Reddit are falling into the ERP trap, with the professional Jelk Maxer explaining, "There's nothing wrong with ERP. People shouldn't be so conservative. Everyone plays at killing, selling drugs, kidnapping, but they get shocked by little sex. I find it hypocritical. Good luck finding a server that supports it." Now this post just isn't distasteful, but fully ruining the morale and health of these major servers. You're trying to find a mechanic or a doctor and nobody's responding. Why? Because half the server is OOC bleeding. They aren't playing their characters anymore. They're just hanging out with their real life boyfriend or girlfriend in a pixel skin.
I have had IRL conversations with people multiple times of people admitting to me that they are dating someone in the server as a character, and then they're them at TwitchCon, or they them in real life, or they're gonna go them, or they're each other. They're always thing. I just saw 2 streamers get married because they were ERPing in the server. Happy for them. It went well, but bro, people who ERP in the server and they say it's just a character is a lie. They are it is real. I consider all relationships to be real in the server. Or the boyfriend, girlfriend shit in the server, it's never a character. It has never been a character. I have not seen one episode once where it has not been a character. Every time it has been an actual relationship.
Veteran roleplayer Whippy expresses himself explaining ERP is not only bad for server health reasons, but it only brings negative energy to servers. Just recently, a huge streamer known as Rated Epics has been banned indefinitely in Prodigy RP for using sexual exploiting terms with the usage of the Epstein files. While many disagree with this, most explaining Prodigy just wanted a way to get rid of him, they explained in their response. This is a firm reminder to the community that the Prodigy staff team strictly forbids the portrayal of RP that would depict sexual exploitation. This includes RPing out of any referencing of the Epstein files. Rated Epics has responded to this post explaining he wasn't making the jokes out of ill will and confused about the ban as he heard similar jokes said in the server before.
And then I went on a website, it says permaban. It says active ban, bad taste RP, referencing the files and being fingered. Okay, so I said, what kind of island is this? Is this the island released the Ricky files? I've heard these kind of jokes throughout, like quite a few times while playing on Prodigy. I've heard people say jokes like this about like the Diddy and the Epstein. Whether it's right or wrong, listen, I think it's all about intent. And when I mention stuff like this, like for example, what kind of island is this? For me, it's not someone making fun of the situation or trying to be like negative or toxic. It's about intention. And for me, when someone says that, they're like, what kind of creepy shit is going on? So I am permabanned. And me personally, I don't know. I did everything perfectly in the last 3-4 months. I stayed out of trouble. I kept my head down. And whether you hate me or not, obviously if you hate me, you're going to be like, yeah, woo, whatever. But I just want people to look at this from like a neutral standpoint.
Rated has reformed a lot within the last years, and you could see through his streams the better person he turned into. He was succeeding in Prodigy greatly, and this ban only brings him in a full circle to square one. This instance is an example of odd bans from Prodigy when there's an active ERP'ers doing worse behind closed doors. This sucks the air out of the room. When 30 people decide to stay in a private house all day to talk, that's 30 people who aren't on the street creating interactions for everyone else. It turns a massive multiplayer world into a bunch of tiny private bubbles. Look at servers like Echo or Mince RP. These places have some of the best developers and mechanics in the scene, but no amount of custom code can fix a community that's so obsessed with shipping their characters. In Mince, you see it with the gangs. These groups used to be about turf, respect, and actual conflict. Now it's about who's dating who. You can't have a proper war anymore because the leaders are too busy playing house. The energy is just gone. Over on Echo, it's even worse because it affects the latter. It's common knowledge at this point, if you want a promotion or want to advance in the server, you don't work for it, you just ERP with the right person. It's a fast track to ruining the balance of the server. When who you're sleeping with matters more than how good you are at RP, the rest of the players just lose interest.
Oh, hello.
What's going on, man?
I don't know how to flirt. Do you have money?
Here's the part people don't want to admit. E-daters are usually the most sensitive people on the server. They're so emotionally invested in their characters to a point that is debatable if they're splitting the realities of the game in real life.
Hit it, you know? You should at least hit it if you're gonna listen to her problems, you know?
Did you hear him saying?
You sound like the type of person to listen to your girl problems and not hit it.
Like what?
Like what?
You don't know who the fuck I am, buddy.
We just be wanting to chat. Like, he be listening to everything. Larry planning this little formal day he want us to dress up and shit.
Aw, that's so cute. See, we could double.
Yeah, that's so
if
cute.
Legend wasn't on his
No, for real. You know what? I'm gonna talk to Larry about it, and maybe we can double date.
How many guns did Larry buy you?
He didn't buy me one. He just gave me one.
Right. How many?
One, but he said I can have any gun in the story. So I just gotta let him know.
See? You see what I'm saying? Legend, nothing. Goes in there, buy his gun, runs around, test it, and I'm just sitting there like, is he gonna offer to buy me a gun?
So pretty much, he need to start including you and shit.
He do open doors, let me say that, and he offered to pump my gas.
They'll eventually start breaking rules to protect each other. They'll use Discord to coordinate, they'll ignore injuries, and they'll ruin a whole scene just to make sure their partner doesn't lose. It turns a fun game into a weird defensive drama where everyone is walking on eggshells. I'm not saying you can't have a partner in fivem, but if you're logging in just to stare at one person in a private area, you're not role-playing, you're just using a very expensive version of FaceTime, wasting a slot someone else could be creating cinema with. If we want these GTA servers to be fun again, we need to get out of the apartments and back into the GTA world. RP is supposed to be about the stories we tell together, not the ones we hide away in a locked interior.